Hey guys, this is John from Cartridge Blast Gamers here with another Cartridge Blast Podcast. Today is June 27th. I was going to say January 27th, but It's a whole different climate in January.
That's really jumping.
It is. But anyway, it is episode 17, and how you guys doing?
I'm fantastic. How are you guys?
I am joined with Jonah, Chris, and Carmine. Say hello, fellas.
Hello, fellas.
Hey!
Johnny, you didn't listen. I said hello, fellas.
I'm so sorry.
I pay attention.
I'm a little thrown into let me introduce myself.
So, but what are you guys playing these days? Anything?
Not much.
Well, I just got Horizon from Carmine, so I'm going to play that.
No, you're not.
I'm not going to play that.
You're going to look at it and wish you have.
I took advantage of the Steam summer sale, and I picked up a couple of awesome games.
I was going to ask you what games you buy.
I bought Force Unleashed 1 and 2 because I didn't have it in my library.
Were you forced to get those?
No.
It's actually free for
He was
Games
Unleashed.
Gold.
I got them for a really good deal. I got them like under $4, I think.
Nice.
And then I got Shadows of Mordor, I guess.
Yeah, Shadow of Mordor.
Yes.
Yep. And that I haven't started playing because
Have you played it at all yet?
I have. I had it
okay.
on my PlayStation, but I got it for my PC because I don't play it on my PlayStation anymore for some reason.
Game was really good.
Yeah, it is really good. And then I got a couple of LAN party titles that I was asked to pick up for my brother-in-law. He thought it was a good idea, so...
What games?
I don't remember, because I had to buy like 6 of them, and I just don't remember right now.
Buy. What'd you get? Everything on this page.
Everything on a list that he gave me. And actually, at the end of the day, I spent less than $40, and I bought like almost 10 games.
Wow.
It's pretty good.
It is good.
Thank you, Steam.
You're the
and
best.
your summer sale of love.
That's more games than I bought from the summer sale.
Did you buy any?
No.
You didn't?
I don't.
You know, you can go into the little tab options and be like, I have a Mac. Show me all games for Mac. I know it just comes up with like maybe 3.
I believe
terrible.
they call that a filter, John.
I call it a tab.
Okay.
But if you combine them,
Well,
they
so
become
you go
a
to the
filter
tab.
tab.
And then you go to the filter.
It's a filter.
Exactly. See?
Okay.
You can't have one without the other.
What?
You can't.
I agree with you.
See?
I don't remember what we were talking about.
So, Carmine, you've been busy lately. Have you got a chance to play anything?
Not much, just pretty much Overwatch. Played a little bit more Zelda.
How's that going? Now,
I'm just...
He's over it.
We're gonna get into a rant here.
well, let's quickly talk about it.
Well, I just don't think, like, and everybody's gonna hate me for this. I guess I'm just not a Zelda guy. I don't know if it's just like the high fantasy, because I'm not usually like the very like high fantasy swordplay, shields, dragons by like Shadow of Mordor, which I thought was awesome. So I don't know. I don't know if it's just me and the rest of the world is the non-crazy people, but like the weapon breaking I'm not a big fan of. Like that got annoying pretty quickly after I got off the first plateau or whatever.
Right.
I see what they're trying to do with the shrines, but there's a lot of shrines in the world. So, and it's just like, I feel like if you wanted to, you could pretty much make like where you have like Mario Creator or like Captain Toad, you could do a separate game where you just create shrines for Zelda, and they could probably sell that at one point. Because all the shrines have the same kind of not architecture, but they have all the kind of same art style. They're very similar. Well, they're similar to a certain extent. Like, there are many little puzzles and everything like that. But they're not like the giant dungeons that like I'm used to in other Zelda games. Mm-hmm. And that's one of the things that kind of turned me off about it. Because I'm looking at it like I'm only probably about 8-9 hours in. And everybody's like, oh, well, it gets a lot better at XYZ point. And I understand that. And I'm sure I'm going to still play a little bit more of it. But like I feel like I know what the next like 40 hours is going to be with Zelda.
Okay.
And like I said, and don't get me wrong, like the technical aspect of it, like the ability just to go to a wall or go to a mountain and literally start climbing it is fantastic.
Yeah.
Like that was one of the awesome moments that I had when I first started playing the game. But I don't know if I'm just not in the mood for it or whatever the case may be. But like I said, right now I'm just not it's not like I'm not dying to go back and play it.
Do you have a favorite Legend of Zelda game?
The only game I actually ever finished was, and I've dabbled in all of them. I've dabbled in Ocarina. I've dabbled in Link Between Worlds. I dabbled in, I actually beat Twilight Princess. And now this one. So I'm not a huge Zelda fan. Like, I don't know, like, all the different timelines or stories or anything like that.
Right.
But I don't know what it is about Zelda. It just doesn't usually grab me.
Okay.
So maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm the problem.
Well, I mean, every time you talk Legend of Zelda with somebody, it's usually from a really excited, super fan. So it's nice to hear, a gamer that plays everything, but is not just solely on Zelda.
And just out of context, like, I mean, it could just be too that I came from pretty much back to back, finishing. I did Final Fantasy 15, and then I jumped into Horizon, which both pretty big games. But now going into Zelda, I don't know if it's just I'm not ready to take on another big full blown open world game. Maybe, right. I don't know if that's what it is, and like eventually I might go back and play it, but it's just not setting my world on fire like evidently it did everybody else.
Yeah.
And maybe it's just my maybe people this is a completely different topic, but like I just look at like what Nintendo does. And, like, they have, like, the biggest IPs in the world when it comes to video games.
Uh-huh.
But a big part of me is that, like, there's certain things that I feel like get a pass because it's Nintendo.
Yeah.
But, again, that's a whole nother topic. And I don't want the hate mail or mean tweets about Nintendo, so...
Mean tweets.
But, yeah, that's pretty much what I've been playing.
Send all your mean tweets to
Carmine J.
At Cartmine.
At Cartmine.
Yeah, there you go.
Cartmine.
So yeah, I mean, like I said, I just I'm gonna give it a little bit more time. I'm gonna play a little bit more of it. I might be going on a business trip in the next month or so, I'll give that a little bit more time if I have to go on take a plane or something like that. But
there you go.
Overall, like I still love the Switch. Don't get me wrong. Like the console's awesome.
Oh yeah.
I actually really like it a lot. I'm still playing Mario Kart, and I think I'm gonna probably pick up Splatoon and play a lot of the multiplayer elements of it. But, I don't know. And it's the same with, like, Mario. Like, watching Mario, I'm just like, it looks really cool, but it doesn't look like it's revolutionary. And every time I see, like, Nintendo has one of these big IPs at the show, it's always, like, game of the show. I'm like, is it?
Yeah,
you know, is it really?
Uh-huh.
Like, I'm sure it's amazing. It's a lot of fun. But I don't know if I'm ever going to actually finish any of those games. Mm-hmm. So, we'll see what happens. Like I said, maybe it's just me being a Debbie Downer and I'm just fatigued on open world games. But we'll see.
So, when you saw the new Mario Odyssey, you weren't too excited about it?
I mean, it looks cool. Like, don't get me wrong. But, like, all right, so he's throwing a hat and he can take over stuff, which is an awesome game mechanic. Am I going to, like, love it for the rest of the time, or is it going to stick with me? I don't know.
Yeah.
To me, it's like an external game mechanic of what Kirby is.
Mm-hmm.
I think,
taking powers or something like that.
At least it's better than the Super Mario 3D Worlds thing they added, which was a cat suit.
But even that though, like that's probably that stuff's probably a little bit more fun. I feel like the replayability might be there a little bit more because it's just like Mario Kart. Like you can go and you can play with friends. Like I think this is going to be a solo game, and this is coming from somebody that played Mario Galaxy. I loved Mario Galaxy, so we'll see. Like I said, I'm sure I'm going to play it, but it's just a matter of things. It's just a matter of I don't understand so much hype about these titles sometimes. Mm-hmm. So it's just me.
Yeah. So well, there you go, guys. An actual honest opinion about Legend of Zelda.
I'm probably wrong, but it's
very subjective point of view.
Fix your opinion, mister.
Whenever I
I'll come and watch you play
it. Bring some popcorn. We'll make a thing of it.
Whenever I see the Breath of the Wild gameplay, I always makes me want to play Wind Waker because it's got similar bright color style.
Yeah, it's a cel shaded thing. And like the other thing about it too is, I know we're really getting into the weeds here.
This was a long introduction topic.
But like I do feel like in some regards it's a little empty, the open world. Like there is definitely some big gaps of space where...
That's what you said about Ghost Recon.
Yeah, there is. Because it's a beautiful scenery.
Yeah.
But if there's nothing going on within that scenery...
There are indigenous things.
I think that's like a weakness for a lot of open world games, and that's why I don't like a lot of them.
And just like even with Horizon, like Horizon kept my attention the entire time because I'm worried about my life because I could turn a corner and there's some new crazy freaking robotic dinosaur that wants to like eat me.
Yeah. Maybe you're looking at Legend of Zelda
compared to everything else I've played recently. Maybe I don't know
because you know there's a hype for certain games and then they kind of get that mindset for
absolutely.
it, and then they go in. It's like you know,
you have your mind pre-blown.
It's like choosing to watch like which movie you want to watch, like what mood are you in?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And it's just like anything else. Like, and well, like me and John, we've been going on movies for a long time, and there's been times where like I've come out and be like, oh, that movie wasn't that bad, and there's some times where you've come out and you've been hyped for it, and it's like, it was okay.
Yeah.
And it's just that perception, and really like. If you buy into the hype and you're expecting this great, amazing game that's going to change your life, and then it doesn't.
Yeah. So. Well, that was with me with Morrowind when I first played it for Xbox, which was the Elder Scrolls.
Because Chris was hyping it up for you.
No, actually, it's because two kids in our school were like, "Oh yeah, you can play this," and it's so open world. And I was playing Grand Theft Auto at the time, so I was like, "Oh, cool, an open world." And I was like, "What can you do?" Like, "Oh, anything you want to. Like, you create your character, you do this," and I was like. That's amazing. I can't wait to play. And I dove in. I probably played about a half hour before I got bored.
Yeah, and it's just that sometimes that's the way it is.
I wasn't. Yeah. Because I wasn't used to that style where you have to like go
Morrowind.
journeying and all that stuff, and like you create your game.
And the other thing about a lot of these games are too, like there's certain games like I've stopped and I've gone back to. Like I just get, like I said, I think the fatigue sets in at a certain point when you're doing you're continually repeating certain gaming elements. Like I stopped Assassin's Creed Black Flag at a certain point and went back, finished that, and I was so happy I finished it.
Yeah.
And the same with Shadow of Mordor. I stopped that before I got to the second area, and I'm so glad I went back and finished that game, because the abilities and everything else you start getting as you get farther into that game make it just so much cooler.
Yeah. Well, that's like with any like RPG. Like you don't, if you try to do it all in one sitting, you will die. I'm sure you will die. I mean, literally. Nobody does Skyrim in like a whole sit down.
Well, yeah, you're not going to do that in a whole sit down. But what I'm saying is that like even in continuous game sessions, if that's the only game that you're playing, you probably want to keep that playing for that period of time, or you want to keep playing that game for a period of time, so you remember what the controls are, you know what the feeling is of the game.
Well, I mean,
because like I've tried to go back to like certain games after I finished another game, and I'm like, I don't know what's happening.
Well, that's
my hands don't work.
Well, you know what it is.
That's the same
thing. for like really games that are.
Or
really
you forget the story too.
Games that are story heavy.
Many a time.
Like I find that if I don't do like between 2 and 4 hours a week of that game, I start forgetting like what the hell's going on.
Yeah, and the same with like Dishonored 2. I've started that game 3 times. I'm probably still not going to finish it. Like I'm just not going to. It's just like it's not grabbing me. It's not pulling me in because I feel like it's just so similar to what I was doing in Dishonored 1 with just a different story. And
right. Yeah.
So.
No, that's So. Moral of the story. It all depends on what mood you're in.
Exactly. I think
don't
that's
play
actually
video games.
I think that's very important. And I think
go to do work in construction.
And I think too that it's just like a matter of things. Like the big thing for me is that I'm going to try it this year. Like my New Year's resolution is not to buy games if I'm not going to actually play them right there and then.
Right.
Because like I get roped into buying games.
And then you put
sometimes.
it aside, and then
and even from like a digital standpoint, like if like Doom was on sale the one day I bought Doom, I still haven't touched it, and that was like it was on sale for like $20. I purchased it like over a month ago. I still haven't started it up again.
Yeah, no, that's happened plenty of times. Trap. But that's why.
And that's why Steam's bad for you.
No, it is not bad for you.
Well, that's why
it's glorious.
I appreciate now that. You know, I'm holding on to games. When I was growing up, I traded in things because I couldn't afford them.
And then you wanted them back.
And then you wanted them back, and then when you go to get them back, of course, my luck, most of those games are going for twice as much as they are. So you're like, damn it, I had the money.
Well, it's just like we were talking off mic. Like, I traded back Final Fantasy 15 because I thought I was done with that game. Like, I put a lot of hours in that game. I played it. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah,
you were
and now the DLC's coming out. I'm like, I'm sure the DLC's not amazing, but I'm sure it will add to that experience.
You're sad.
And now I want it, and I'm probably going to end up spending money that I don't want to spend.
See, yep.
Yeah.
I still have it. I can let you borrow it if you.
Oh, thank you, Jonah. I don't know when I'm going to get to it, but I might take you up on that offer.
But so anyway, guys. Yeah. So, well, it's good to know that we're all still playing a little bit of something here and there.
Yeah.
Force Unleashed 2 is not as good as I remember it.
Well, isn't that weird sometimes? Like some games just don't hold up.
Because
like you go back.
We talked about that game not too long ago on a podcast.
Yeah, it was when we were talking about
Star Wars
favorite Star Wars game.
The May the 4th conversation.
So, guys, check that podcast out. But you were saying, oh, I love Force Unleashed 2, and a lot of people did not like Force Unleashed 2. So I'm like, you're one of the few people that actually like Force Unleashed 2.
Well, I think at the time I liked it because I had the first one, and then I played both I played them back to back. Okay. Mm-hmm. So there was no wait in between.
And you were just like hyped. You're like, yeah!
And the thing...
Lightsabers!
You know, the thing, like, I love the game mechanics of Force Unleashed 2, but the story was garbage. The story was absolutely garbage, and it was short.
Was it?
It was so short,
Yeah.
like, for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like they blew most of the money on the game for the little bit of CGI work that they did with, like, the scene with Yoda. And you're just sitting there like, Yoda looks great. This game is not.
They hit that out of the park.
Yeah,
everything else is like PS1 polygons.
Yeah,
they even got his nose hairs right.
It's always so amazing to go back to some of the old games that you were so hyped for and you loved so much, and you go back and you see like the graphics and the game mechanics. It's like you remember it as if it was a game today.
Yeah.
But then you go back and you play it, you're like, ooh, I could never do this.
Well, that's why I like the PCs, because you can upgrade. You could turn all the settings on high, right, and you could change the resolution.
Yeah, so you got a little bit better,
and it looks fine. Like it's playable.
So
it's not like it's like not going.
You
back
get
to
free
Nintendo.
HD remakes right there.
Well, it's just like with the Halo Master Chief Collection when they did the anniversary for Halo 1. Like, you could switch between the two.
I still want to play that.
You could switch between the two. And you, like, go back to Halo 1, you're like, no, it didn't look like that. No, that wasn't that bad. And then, it actually was that bad. Your mind's eye just made up all these amazing graphics that were going on, evidently.
Because at the time of playing it, they were.
Exactly.
Right. You're going from, like, GoldenEye 64, where there weren't even faces. They're, like, polygon, weird,
like
mush.
pictures.
Yeah, and then you go into Halo, which, you're like, oh, wow, I can actually see Master Chief's, like, sculpted helmet. You're like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
It's like he actually has form.
Yeah.
But so that's awesome.
Tangent.
But guys, if you guys are playing anything, and if you ever went back to anything and realized, oh, this is better than I thought it was, or the opposite, wow, I can't believe I actually played this game. Let us know down in the comments.
And if you didn't like this intro, that's 15 minutes of your life you'll never get back.
17 actually.
I'm counting.
So you just lost more.
Anyway.